Thank you.
I knew you needed to know that.
Remember that.
I remember one time when a selectman came in and said, didn't appreciate starting the meeting early.
Probably had a bunch of blue. No, I know,
It was not me.
just from here to here.
I'm saying, remember when they came in, so I never started early.
It's not going.
And they said, it was very hard to get here.
I got a little bit of thing, 3 days and I got another one.
We have 7 o'clock, so I'd like to call this.
Sorry.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
I'd like to call this regular Board of Selectmen Columbia to order Tuesday, February 4th. It's the same kind of meeting, online and here. Thank you. If you will all join me, I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I move to approve the agenda as written with one addition. We have to get moving on this. It came to my attention, the furnace in the Becker Senior Center is leaking. And we need to vote on this to get it fixed. So, any discussion?
Is that new business, 6.3?
That'll be added.
That'd be new business, yes, 6.3, 6.3, yes.
Okay.
We'll talk all about it when we get there. Anybody else need anything? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I move to approve the Board of Selectmen meeting minutes for January 21st, 2025. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye, opposed? Thank you. Audience of citizens. Anybody on there? Mr. Postemski, good evening. You waiting for fire department discussion?
Just here listening to the town.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, so no old business, new business. So I had breakfast with Kathy Austin a couple of weeks ago. And she wanted to know all about the Hop River Trail, right? That's what this is?
Yes, Hop River Annual Trail.
Okay, and I gave her the history of how 6 or 7 years ago, we were gonna get $2 million. And it was federal money that was gonna flow through us to go to fix the airline, the Hop River Trail in our section. After 2 years, the feds decided to not go through the town, and they were gonna do it. And Willimantic got done, and ours was put on the back burner and stays on the back burner. Now, there's a meeting. I thought there was a
So
meeting.
Kathy did write a letter.
Yes, when is the next meeting though? I saw it in my phone
The next meeting of what?
of the Hop River. I know it's in there.
You mean the Hop River Volunteer?
No, Hop River meeting is at 4 p.m. on Thursday. There's a meeting, so I'm attending. I think I need to set the record straight. I hear things about why it's not being completed. So I'll be there to give them my opinion. In addition to that, Kathy Austin, in hearing the history, has written a letter in support of that $2 million. And fixing the rest of the trail that goes through from Willimantic to Coventry, which is the Columbia side. That is on the back side of Flanders Road. That is the underpass on Flanders Road. And then it's the footbridge that goes over the Hop River, which, I mean, it's in almost disrepair. It's gonna have to be all new. So I move to support the legislative request for capital maintenance funding of the Airline North section of the Hop River Trail and any work need to be done on the Airline Trail. Okay, so,
And
yes,
so what about parts of the Airline Trail that go between down here on 87 that go through the back? I think it kind of borders Lebanon, right between, Chesbro Bridge Road and,
Right.
That was a separate, that's separate, that was.
but that's considered the Airline Trail.
okay, talk to me about it, it's where I live, so. go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I mean, it's part of the Airline Trail system. I don't know who maintains it, but I mean, for the most part, that section there is in pretty good repair, and then it goes from Chesbro Bridge to Pine Street. I'm not sure who maintains that as well.
Somebody, I don't know if Lebanon takes care of that, but.
It doesn't go Chesbro to Pine. Down on, you mean down on 87?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Down on 87.
down on
Goes
80,
from here, goes up to Chesborough Bridge.
right?
And then it goes through, it runs parallel to Tobacco Road in Lebanon.
And runs all the way up to the upper part of Upper Pine, right at the
Yeah,
front.
yeah.
You go over the Lebanon, you go over.
Okay, so what's the
Yeah.
matter up there?
Nothing, I was just asking if part of this legislation is gonna include those parts of the Airline Trail, or is it really just?
It's really just Hop River.
Okay.
Cause we do maintain, we can maintain some of the trails. We're asked to do it and stuff. There is a co-op, a conglomerate, whatever, that maintains each town, and there is equipment that you can borrow to do that. Now, the problem is, the equipment is always on its last leg, and it's like Russian roulette with equipment. If it breaks on you, you fix it. So we're kind of reluctant to do that. But if you see parts of the trail, please let me know, and I'll get it to, Tom McGrath and.
No, that's good, I mean, from what I've seen, cause I mean, we walk it, my wife walks it all the time, I mean, it's in good shape.
It's in good shape, right? Yeah,
Yeah, even when like some trees get knocked down, usually within.
Somebody cleans it
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Not much, most of the Airline Trail
It's very good.
is not, well, it's not in Columbia. It's all in Lebanon, Willimantic.
No, that's not true.
No, it borders, it
It runs parallel on this side of the waterway. It's runs through, Walt Tabor's property.
Well,
It's true, not much.
there's not much in Columbia. It's mostly in Lebanon. Most of it is, there's
It's all
the
right.
houses,
Right,
but it doesn't matter, I walk
Yeah.
all the time too.
Yes, Ann. Our noted expert. State your name. No, it's hard.
This is right, actually, very little of it runs through Columbia. Because the 10 Mile River is the border with Lebanon. So this 10 Mile does this and trail does this. And so little pieces of it are in,
But from Chesborough,
and the same thing with the Hot River. But Columbia does. It does run through Columbia on both trails.
Correct.
Mhm.
it's actually the only place in the country that both those trails meet, isn't it?
Yes. And, there you are. But the communication that I've been receiving on these trails, I think they're not talking about the bridge project. I think what they're looking to do is to get the towns along both trails involved in contributing to the maintenance of the trails. Because my communication showed Hampton and Pomfret and Thompson and Wyndham and it showed Columbia too, on the airline trail. And it said, you know, we need fixing. And it also showed on the Hop River Trail, places where it's in very poor repair, especially out Hampton and Chaplain and out in that direction. And what they're, I think what Deep is trying to do, Deep is responsible for these trails, the state park. And they don't have the manpower and they don't have the funding to take care of these trails properly. So they're trying to get the towns to help financially, physically, whatever.
However,
And
this,
that's a little different from the bridge project.
but this money states the bridge.
Okay.
Than Kathy Austin, $2 million. It was allocated 2 million for Willimantic, 2 million for Columbia to fix those two bridges. Willimantic got it completed, the feds took back the money and said, we're gonna deal with this, and they never did the Columbia section of it.
Right.
Okay, I had Joe Courtney out there with me, and he said, next year, that was 5 years ago.
Oh, I know.
So I want the bridge repaired,
Yeah,
Me too.
good. Yeah, so this is,
I'm just saying that
yeah, and there's,
they're.
you know, there are sections that aren't taken care of at all, I get it. But, you know, when the
I
mayor
know
of
we need that bridge.
Willimantic stands on the bridge in Willimantic by Mackey's and says, well, now if Columbia would loosen up on some of their money and fix their section, it would be great, and I thought, I think before you throw me under the bridge, you ought to know where the money came from to fix yours, you know, it's like, okay, whatever, I'm, you know. But it's not like we're having tried, we're still trying. Fix the bridge, so. Did we vote?
There's a motion, so I just.
Yeah.
Discussion.
So you understand?
Yep.
Yeah. I've had people ask me, Steve Harrington bought the old Michaud's flooring place down there, across from Wild Hyundai. He asked me if he could run his bush hog from Mackey's all the way through Flanders. Widen it up, there's some places it's grown up, it's only like this and stuff, and Deep said, no, can't do that. But we'll keep trying. So we'll keep trying. But this is a major step. So, all those in favor of throwing our support behind this?
Yeah.
Alright, so can we draft something? Yeah, excellent. 6.2, discussion regarding tax collector's recommendation for a collection agency to remove delinquent taxes. Our new tax collector downstairs, we have what we call a suspended list, those are called suspended list. People who have owed us taxes for a long time, over 7 years maybe, who have moved. They've probably moved or may have passed away and their families, you know, didn't do anything with the property or didn't care about the car or something. Or owed taxes. She has had good luck with hiring a firm that goes after these delinquent taxes. Mark and I sat with her yesterday and reviewed it. They get 15% of what they collect. But that 15% is tacked on to the delinquent taxes. So it doesn't, whatever doesn't cost us.
So it doesn't cost us any.
So, unless somebody wants to make a few dollars and go after these people, I think we ought to, let's
I
get
can let them go.
firm in there.
So are these the next steps? Like I know in the past, we've done like tax sales and.
Those are for real estate, we're talking mostly motor vehicle and suspension.
Not only that, we've been trying to, if it was housing and stuff like that, we would have been on the tax sale. You know, but these are people that are, I don't know, just long gone or whatever. So she was gonna provide me with a list of names. Is it in there? No, it's not now.
Yeah.
Unless you see.
Steve, everything.
Is your name?
Now, is there a like yearly fee to use it, or is it just the 15%?
They get 15% from those, from whatever,
I understand, but there's no other fees?
no,
Right now, the rest estimate is $100,055 owed to us.
but there's no other fees.
And that's from 2019 to 2022.
So when does it come off the list? Is it years or trying to get it?
No, I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, at that point, we said.
Put it in suspension,
Yeah.
I mean, just
but it's always owed to
mark
us.
it as a loss.
We just figured they moved to Oklahoma, we're never gonna see it. But
I thought there was like up to 15 years, it kind of drops off. in
Yes.
15 years, so
15 years?
I think it's 15
They
years.
can hide out for 15 years if.
Eliza Wheelock is still on there. But it's just to get somebody moving on this, they wanna do that, and we're not paying them, but they're helping us out,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
so. So I move that we allow the tax collector to coordinate with a collection agency to recover delinquent taxes. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And now 6.3. So the oil burner, the furnace at the Becker Senior Center is leaking. We put it out for bid. We got one bid back. Another vendor declined to bid on repair, would only bid to replace it. And 2 other vendors said, we're not even interested.
How old is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I always heard once they start leaking, you can't repair them. Eventually, it's gonna.
Well, we repaired the one in here, same thing, we pulled it apart and replaced some of the inner.
Yeah.
So this is, they're gonna draw down the boiler, remove 2 bad sections, install 2 new sections and boiler sections, the equipment's boiler sections, gaskets, draw rods, and any materials needed. $8,000.
It's a big furnace. It's bigger than your house furnace.
Yeah,
How much for a new furnace, what,
Yeah.
$30,000?
probably, because I know a house furnace now is.
Is it a boiler or just a furnace?
Says boiler also.
What's the difference?
Means water.
I'm sure it's the hot one.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah, probably included. I doubt they would have electric hot water tank in there.
No.
So. But the good thing about this is they have they have the splits in there, right?
Is that?
Do they? No, not yet.
No.
No, but that'll be something we'll analyze going forward too. They have a central air system
They
for
just,
heating.
they just fixed all the controls and stuff in there. So it's,
So
Maybe down
is
the
there
road.
still heat?
At the moment, yes, but when they tear it apart, there'll be no heat for, we're trying to wait till this cold snaps over, before we start doing furnace repair.
So,
Yeah. Hmm. Unless it just breaks.
Pete asked if he should be on, and we said no, probably should have known the questions.
Well, authorize it, if you want
There
to
are
question him
funds.
further, we can.
there are funds in capital.
Yeah, that's not, I know we can find the funds, my
Well,
question
no,
is,
it's in the HVAC heating cooling fund.
okay,
We have 18,000 still in there.
Haven't
So
used it this year.
we can, out of the fund for repairing heating and cooling, we can find it.
But if we already had half, is it worth looking just to see what's the cost benefit of
Cost
a new one.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to get that.
And efficiency, because I mean, if that one's
Yeah.
20, 25 years old, a new one would be way more efficient.
right.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna make a motion that we pass this, or we vote on it, okay? With the stipulation that he's gonna give you some information on a new one, costing, and what kind of capacity and also, efficiency.
Yep, and I can email it.
I mean, We went with a new heater down, huh?
Do you want to just table it to get that information?
I think they need to get it done.
Yes, they do.
I know, that's why I'm thinking,
We're under, the state discovered it, and we're under a penalty of non-performance boiler right now. We've been trying to get it fixed. The Hartford Heating and Boiling by mandate checks all furnaces.
Hmm.
And this just started leaking, because Pete said it was, he checks it all the time, it wasn't leaking earlier. So it's a new leak.
So just started, you mean like today? or the-
No, like,
last week,
like
2 weeks ago,
month ago.
so,
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking a new one too, just because you repair it and how long.
It depends on the age. I mean, if it's 10 years
Depends on
old.
the age, you're right. But
So,
when
so
they-
if I can just make it maybe a recommendation for a motion, I mean, we can make a motion to repair, but then if you wanna put a condition, if between Mark and Steve and Pete and whoever else, through their analysis or whatever, determine that it may be more beneficial to buy a new one, then.
right, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, something,
Yeah.
yeah,
Give us the option to come
Yeah,
back if we
yeah,
feel.
right.
Then you probably have to do this is capital.
If it's over how much?
50, right?
It's capital, so it'd be town meeting regardless. Just so you know,
A repair is not, that's.
anything
It
capital,
already shows up anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All
right.
And Jeff, we.
So I move to waive the 3 bid requirement and authorize, Pete Dunick to, venture into an agreement and get the boiler fixed for $8,026.42. With the stipulation that we have the right to withdraw the repair if new information about a new boiler and furnace and replacement seems more prudent, feasible to the town.
Okay.
Okay? All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Opposed? Excellent, thank you.
Just sign that.
Am I signing?
Just. And then if I get more information, I'll bring it back.
Yeah, incident 4.
Yeah. Tuesday.
Okay. Nothing on Columbia Lake Dam Beach and everything, but I still got a dock out there that's not authorized. So,
I've been, please, working with LMAX in.
okay. Appointments and resignations, Pete Dunn, been with us 6 months already, huh? I move to remove Pete Dunn from the 6-month probation and approve him as a full-time employee. Discussion, the guy's wonderful. I see him all the time. He's always working, always keeping us informed, myself, Mark. He's doing great, he really is. So,
No, look down.
yeah. So, any other discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Aye, thank you. Town administrator,
Your budget, there's a folder called Budget 25-26. This is a high level highlight of. A lot more information to come when we bring the departments in over the next few regularly scheduled workshops.
12% increase in the insurance?
It seemed to start out that way every year. It started out last year at 12, and what do we end up with?
Good.
I think it was around 5 or 6, maybe, it was a
I
lot
don't think it
lower.
was that high, yeah.
So
It's been steady. I've been to 2 meetings and it's still at 12%. They've been doing claim history and they've gotten slammed this year. So March will be the final rate, the approval of the rate. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Like every year it goes up, it just seems.
Well, it was a big complaint at the legislative discussion we had, even the governor was complaining about the rising costs of healthcare and Medicaid costs.
That's so funny. I mean, honestly. Raise your hand if you've never complained about the rising costs of healthcare.
Anything.
Everything.
But healthcare is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So,
Information technology. One question I have, I know we have in here that's going down 11,000, but we do have to replace computers that cannot handle the
That's,
increase.
that's part of the budget increase. So the offset of that is helping to fund some of the new higher costs of adding to the,
E65,
yes.
the new software.
So there's an offset. So where that went down, the equipment line went up. So overall, it's,
Oh, okay. Well, what's happening in this version, we're going from 10 to 11. Once you go to version 11, a lot of equipment is not supported anymore. This is planned obsolescence of all of our computers.
Yes.
So-
yes, so it's either we do upgrades or just replace. So we're gonna replace. We're gonna start that process this spring.
Finance professional tech. Beverly, you want to explain your new accounting system software, GWorks?
Yeah, so GWorks is a replacement for BMSI. They sold the company off to them. It's a company that focuses on small towns. I've been to a couple meetings on it. We've been, besides, I keep putting off because there's a lot of prep time into to this. It looks like a fairly easy program to use. There's also more flexibility in reports and getting things a little different. I'm just going with the basic package of what we currently have. They do offer other things like payroll, website maintenance, other programs, but their focus is definitely on small towns. So it looks like a good company to go with. So far they've been kind of easy to work with, so I haven't heard too much, any issues about them, so we're gonna move forward. It's probably more cost effective than going out to bid and getting another accounting software, which could probably cost the town $100,000. So, you know, and they're willing to take what we currently have and transition it into their system, so hopefully it'll be a seamless change. And the other part of the increase is just payroll processing costs going up as well. They're still willing to give me a 45% discount on cost, but you know, that's. If you want to work with me, keep that, so unfortunately, I'm gonna keep reviewing that. If I can lower that increase, I will before the end, you know, before everything gets approved, but.
Next, we had last week, we had a great meeting with some of our key allies in social services. We had the CEO of United Services, Diane Manning, come in. Jeff was there as well, representing the fire department, and she really rolled out that there's 2 key numbers that you can call for immediate help.
Right.
And she reviewed all the services they provide. It was very extensive. And one thing that came out of this was there's a software package that we'd like to get 2 licenses for called Charity Tracker. And it's a software, sort of a contact management system. I guess it's more like My Charts in the sense that it links in with the United Services and all, and they can communicate better when you're handing over a client with needs. So it's a way to organize and keep key information of all the clients you're serving. So that was a request. Transportation, TVCAA, which is our meals, has gone up $4,650. And that's the lunches that are provided and the meals that are delivered, Meals on Wheels to shut in seniors. They haven't had a raise in their costs in a long time, and I asked Bernadette, with that much of an increase, could we actually do the meals ourselves, and she said, no, that's to actually take over cooking of all the food and delivering it would be far more than that increase. So she still thinks that's a bargain. And maintenance has been going up, our vehicles are getting older and older, so that had to go up. Youth services had a 5% increase for AHM of 2,700. Police protection, no change in the budget at the moment. Firefighters have come in with a request for 6.76% increase or $18,000. And it's mainly to cover the cost of the stipend remuneration to keep our volunteers motivated to make all the calls. So they've increased the per call remuneration for the volunteers. And the professional tech line had to go up 5,000 to cover the increasing costs of physicals and cost to call and dispatch for the Wyndham Hospital paramedic per capita charge. Public Works went up 12% to cover increasing costs in catch basin cleaning, pest control, herbicide application, direct park, and treatments to town facilities. The repair and maintenance went up 9.7% or 11,000. This is to cover the costs of they need a new backpack blower, a weed whacker, and an expandable boom for their cat loader. That expandable boom will allow us to better pick up catch basins and drop them in while we're replacing the catch basins. And a cement mixer and assorted hand tools. Rental increases have gone up for DPW equipment that we rent, such as air compressors, lifts, and concrete saws. So that's a $3,000 increase in rental expenses. Transfer station had a 4.77% increase for Casella waste. Half of that is a 5% contracted increase. And we can talk to Beth about that more when she comes in. Planning, zoning. Tai Chi, who is our planner, and his firm has requested $200 per month increase. This is the first increase he's done in, I think, what, four years?
For us, we've only been here like 2.
Seems like more than that. I think Paul's been on one too, right? No? Fine. Let me see.
Steve, he came back.
Steven's back. Okay, facilities maintenance. Oh, also Tai Chi. Tai Chi is always still going to help us with our plan of conservation development under their normal billing. Sometimes that has to be subcontracted out to an agency, but he said he could handle it. And we threw in another $500 for any additional work that might come to Tai Chi through special projects. Facilities maintenance budget increased 5% or 13,000. This is to cover increased cost of maintaining a lot of facilities. There's been a number of unanticipated repairs to our buildings. Public celebrations, that's increased 60% or $1,500 to cover an increased cost of holiday decorating in the town facilities related to public celebrations. And the Lions Club would like to be present at our, not next meeting, but the following meeting to explain their needs for possible increasing their contribution. And they're claiming that the whole celebration costs anywhere from 13 to 15,000 a year. We were giving 6,000, then last year we threw another 2,500 in for that special band, or up to 8,500. But the Lions might need even some more help.
No,
What's that?
it was explained to me that if we would keep it at $8,000, like we did last year after the budget we voted, I think they would be okay.
And then it was just explaining you'd like to talk further about maybe needing even more money.
Oh,
So
they
that
told me
just,
that on Sunday. They just, so in 2 days they want more?
well, maybe we're talking to different people. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Um. And I haven't been given any actually firm numbers, just the costs are going up. Saxonby Library has requested a 5.57% increase, $25,000. And to cover the increase in salaries, benefits, and estimated decrease in grant funding, estimated increase in costs for running programs. Lake Management is requesting an increase, and this is gonna be discussed a lot more tomorrow night at the LMAC meeting. But they're requesting another 17,500 in their professional tech line for TRC limnologists and Yukon lab fees for the lake testing. No change in tendency at this moment. Debt service, we're going to be looking at debt service. I'll come back with a lot more information on that. We're having a meeting on Friday, which I'll record since Steven's out of town, I'll be missing it. But with our bond counsel and our municipal financial agent for bonding, and really talking about short-term debt, bonding debt for both the HVAC project, which is now back underway, and our two main culvert projects, Pine Street, Thompson Hill, and Doubleday, which is both underground drainage and major road. So I'll have more information on that. And then animal control asked for we really don't have a kennel agreement with them. We have a regional agreement, and normally if we have a dog, we keep him in our kennel, short term. But the state is cracking down, and unless your kennel is up to spec, they're not gonna allow that anymore. So we'll be talking about a possible quarterly charge of maybe $200 a quarter to use it. And then, that's it for operating.
So the over under is 3.75 mils. And I just want you to know that all the increases on this one little piece of paper is a third of a mil. So, if we can cut that back drastically, if we went to line item number 7. And, we made a donation to the policeman's ball and got rid of it.
Next, the real juggernaut is the capital. And, I think what we do is talk about the whole capital request with the major department heads of capital, which will be public works and, facilities and senior center. And fire department. Which those are your big capital items. And what I'll do is have a lot more detail as we do those department head meetings. Within the workshop, I'll have a full breakout of the capital request so you can see everything. It's just been coming at us like crazy lately. Brad and I are just trying to stay ahead of it. We've had meetings with everybody, including the fire department, but still a lot to be explained to the board. And that's my high level report.
Thank you.
Chris has.
So for the information technology, does this take into account, or do you anticipate increases for cybersecurity compliance? Because if you're getting new equipment, is that gonna require additional cyber licenses for?
No, probably not. First, we have a lot of control in place, so our cyber policies, actually, I think we're done if we added more security, so. Naturally, I have to set up that, annual. The National Guard comes in and checks all the security.
Right, they want to do that again.
I want to do it again, so it's gonna have to schedule that for maybe March. They do a tour and check, but
It was a real good review of the National Guard. It was amazing.
they said we were in pretty good shape. The school is too, so And there's always monitoring of everything, you know, if there's any issues with our security, the insurance company is monitoring it along with Novus, so. It's all gonna help us more. And as a matter of fact, part of the savings with Novus is they are proposing a 3-year contract, which will kind of keep level out the costs for the next 3 years, so.
Also, we did well under our contract with Kerma, a 3-year.
Yeah.
You know, we did not go up,
The rate's not going up.
rates did not go up.
Yeah, we're staying steady with that too, because we have it's a good history.
Long-term issue.
And a question just, I guess more of just the library, just my recollection is last year, they didn't increase at all.
Right,
No, they did.
They
They
did,
did, I thought they.
We,
well, we, I think we reduced it back then.
2,500.
I think they had a little decrease because they were able to pre-buy a bunch of stuff, so they kind of level.
Lowered their budget by the pre-bought.
Also, because the insurance went down, they were
They
affected,
adjusted to and.
adjusted to that, right?
So this
I
one,
thought it went up 2,500.
It was nominal, it was,
yeah,
but I thought it was,
yeah, this is a bigger increase.
and we don't expect any increases for elections, right? We have-
so yeah, we
Oh.
never. They decided to, after you had discussions with them, between pre-buying and the insurance, the health insurance went down. They found, they dipped into some of their savings.
You know what, we are missing elections on here.
Elections was no real change.
No, yeah, it was.
You would think it would go down because you only have local municipal elections, and I'm not sure what they're really voting.
So the only reason why it went down like 200, but we haven't talked to them about salaries yet. Or whether there's, but yeah, there's no change in the hours, so I have to look at that. We're not talking about, so their change might be in the salary line.
Their change, it might be because they're anticipating less than the national
Right.
election in the
Yeah, so it's-
local election.
So we haven't touched the salary lines, and that's where you're gonna probably see a
I'll
change.
look back, though, I swear there was a plenty increase.
Do we have to have early voting for a municipal election?
Of course they do.
You have to have it for any
For
election.
any election, so there's gonna be an
So
increase
I'll
in
double
hours.
check our budget.
No, because they had the increase for last year, didn't they?
Oh, it won't be
But
as,
they also got a grant for it, didn't they?
they got for one, they
They
got
did, one time.
one time,
Not
but not
again.
for.
So for this year, they got 12,500 to cover salaries and early election stuff, so.
So next year they won't,
Right.
so it's gonna go up. Right,
So we budgeted quite a bit this year, there's probably gonna be surplus in that line, so whatever change should hopefully be more of a decrease in their salary line versus an increase, so.
You know, we're looking at some of these things that Mark just talked about. There's costs in there that we're not using. And I know it goes back in the general fund at the end of the year. So. You know, like we don't use we haven't used our maintenance assistant, because we haven't hired him.
Right.
So there's money there. We haven't used our third person at the transfer station, so there's money there. We haven't, you know. We haven't used our social worker who was in a loan. We're using some of it, but we haven't used all of it, so there's a little money there. It's just, the reality is we have to outlay based on. The budget we laid in last year and the difference. We can't bank on not filling something, because we should fill positions and do the work that has to be done.
Only need a payroll special.
What?
Payroll specials to February's gonna burn out.
Working
Because
on
we
it.
had one and she quit.
So, there's other stuff here, grand list.
Mary was out sick today, and I just received this, and I want to go over my email. And, looks like we had a 1.13% decrease in our grant list. I talked to all the towns around us, they're all experiencing this due to the, change of legislation, defining 100% veteran disability. And also the new way of assessing car values. So now it's not on the value of the car, but on the original manufacturing retail cost of the car with a straight 10-year depreciation. I don't know what happens at the end of 10 years. Does that
We don't
mean
get it.
You don't pay it?
Well, you're gonna see down on that. This year it's at 80%, where last year was 100%. I don't think it's a 10-year, it sounds like a 5-year. She told me it was coming out 20%. So,
I'll need more information from
yeah,
there.
so even though our grand list grew, and we had a business or 2 or 3 move into the area, and a house or 2, and,
Yeah.
you know, we grew. But we had the farming.
Yeah.
Tax abatement last year, we voted on that.
Yeah.
There's 8, 9 farms that take advantage of it, to the tune of $15,000 to $20,000 in total, not a lot. But the veterans, PNT, 100% disability, permanent and total. We lost $2.5 million in real estate and motor vehicle assessments. That's not means we lost $2.5 million. That's the value of it, right? So we probably lost $85,000, $90,000 in taxes. With the motor vehicle, we lost $250,000 maybe a little bit more, up to $10 million in assessment, dropped by 19.15. So that's 20%. So we lost that in the states. So despite really good growth, the losses left the town with a 1.13 deficit or decrease.
Mhm.
So.
Is that it? I'm not. Next, we have, I just included where our next steps are, working with our, HVAC. Construction project. And we really have some next steps. We're working with the vendor who's now signed the contract, Seymour. And they need to submit performance bonds and certificate of assurances to us and contracting agency forms with the state, and there's a whole list of things, so. It looks like we'll be having a meeting on Monday, the 17th, Chris? Right, so I'll keep you updated as we get further. And then we have some correspondence.
Yeah. Driving empty buses with 2 people or whatever. It's unfortunate. I wish there was a way to get a better handle on that, but I understand you need a bus in case everybody on that road can't get a ride home from mom or dad, and they're gonna jump on the bus, and if you don't have enough seats, you're in trouble. Also, I would like to say that, I'm proud of Bill Bright. The fact that he's been nominated by the governor for the Supreme Court, but he is this Associate Justice of the Supreme Court position. I've known Bill for, well, my kid's 30-something years, like 35 years now, and he's a good man. He really is, so I'm proud of him, and Columbia should be proud of him. No transfers?
No, sir.
Ooh, good. Refunds. I move to approve refunds in the amount of $3,659.10. Reflected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For 6 businesses or individuals reflected in the list here.
Mhm.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Bills. I move to approve the payment of bills totaling $1,555.86 to include 24-25 emergency, regular, credit card and paycheck. Did we have questions 2 weeks ago about some of the bills?
Yes.
We have answers.
I think if you were not here, the answers I explained on the fuel gas tax that made the
You
difference.
did tell
between-
me that. You did,
Yeah,
you think?
I gave it to the board. It was basically $99 in taxes that were the reason 400 gallons wasn't quite, it was $2.75 plus taxes. It wasn't $3 a gallon.
There's delivery fee and stuff.
Right.
Some delivery fee.
The federal-
Excise tax.
federal-
Plus
And
tax.
some insurance, not insurance, but regulatory
There's like a spill
fees.
tax, all that kind of stuff, yeah.
And then there was another bill, you questioned the cost of posts for guardrails and why were we spending that kind of money? Those are big, like 6x6 pressure treated posts that we put in to keep cars from going over dangerous areas. So they're replacing a lot of the posts in town with these bigger wooden posts.
Okay.
So that was like the $1,600 for the posts.
What's the quarter assessment, over Eastern Highlands District? That's all right. I see here that we bought a boat
Mhm.
for 17,500, and then we did something for 9,400. Was it basically $26,000 for the whole boat?
So it's the boat and accessories, about $28,000, so the 17 is the balance of American relief funds, to
Right.
zero it all out, and the
Yep.
rest went into, out of the capital, because we had budgeted $10,000
set
in
aside.
capital this year to start funding.
Okay.
So that's what the balance, there's still 500 left over in case there's a few more items they need for the boat, but
And East Haddam is looking at the existing boat, they're gonna evaluate. They said they're interested in buying our existing boat from us. But they're having it checked out by engineering.
So. They finished the boathouse, got it.
have
I was
we
just here
finished?
today,
Oh,
you see the.
we're like,
But here's my question, okay, here's my question. We paid him the 30,000,
Mhm.
and what was the added work that we paid 10,500?
that was the struts.
Those 45-degree brackets.
They were not the original cost?
No,
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 that was what we had the meeting out there and
Yeah.
explained.
That was all that discussion we had concerning
And
adding those brackets.
And we voted
That
on
roof wouldn't go,
Cause they didn't follow the architect plan.
Because if he followed the architect's plan, we wouldn't have needed those
Yeah,
okay.
other things.
yeah.
That's why I'm questioning the $10,000.
But it would have, according to Jake, he felt it would have ruined the look of the whole. Pavilion with all that extra woodwork inside there.
I think you approved it.
Yeah, we did, we voted on that.
With the additional cost.
So the compromise was the 45s and this metal structure to hold it together instead of wooden beams to hold it together. So that's complete now, and those,
Now we're just waiting for the electrician and some light fixers, I think.
now we're done. 3-year boathouse.
Boy, it took a long time. I remember
Won't
when
go away.
the windstorm destroyed it.
Yep.
no,
Um,
tree destroyed.
Another tree.
We spent $1,100 on right to farm signs.
And there, if you look on some of our nice farms, you can see them. Skyline Farm has one
These are brand,
proudly right on the front of the farm.
those are
Isn't
brand
it supposed
new.
to be, entering
They're
the
both.
town?
They're entering and leaving the town and on specific farms.
We voted.
Just do that. Just-
I think we voted for $500.
Well,
What's that?
we gotta keep Tom under control. They're very
We
inside.
voted $500.
Yeah, those are the original signs. These are more.
And what happened to that sign coming into town that somebody wrote on? What did we do with that?
I think that they cleaned it. There was graffiti.
No, I think we removed,
You removed, they had the public works, they had found some cleaning.
I'm not sure where that stands.
Is it, I thought.
Took the paint off the paint?
Yeah, I think they cleaned the paint off.
Amy Gooby gone.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah, maybe, I doubt it.
Put a camera there so we can get the people who did it
Signs
to
are
repair it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could
they
be.
got some stuff to put on, and you clean it off.
But that works too.
That works too. Oh, I do like it.
Easier.
Easier.
Obviously,
I like
It's a sign expert's secret trick.
this is a good one.
especially on a car.
Any other questions, comments? All those in favor of paying the bills, opposed? Okay. Audience of citizens,
Oh,
My chat.
when you want, we need to lay out when you want us to do the next two workshops. So I imagine Public Works and Fire Department,
yeah, we bring it in the library. The 25,000 increase,
I don't know.
It sounds like you would like them here. Which meeting would you like?
Okay, so we have two, we have the next meeting, which is the 11th,
Today's the fourth, it's 11.
yeah, 11, and then this 18. So we have DPW and Fire Department. It's fine. On the 11th. Beer. And then you want, on the 18th, you want, and you know what?
was it 2 weeks in a row?
There
Yeah,
are weekly meetings now, unless you don't have to work.
I gotta make sure, I know Beth would prefer one over the other, I don't know if she wanted to be the 18th or 11th.
So we have a meeting on the 11th and the 18th.
Yes.
Let us know what's coming.
Yeah, Mark, either one doesn't.
Okay, so just line up, so basically DPW, Fire Department, facilities,
The next meeting.
I can get either one of them, just let me know what time you need.
and you want senior center, some serious capital. In the senior center. So. Yeah,
The 11th, the 18th, and the 25th is scheduled as tentative.
tentative is the meeting.
We want the lake management too.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
Okay,
So you want to just schedule who can come at whatever.
yeah, so basically those five. Between the next two portions of meetings.
With the other,
Senior center, facilities might go to handle senior center. Cause it's
our facility.
facilities aspects.
Well, yeah, I should have facility.
DPW, fire department, oh, and whether we bring the library in the library.
I'd say see when who's available and.
Okay, so those six over the next 2
I'm
weeks.
flexible, I can come during the day too, if you need to, whenever.
We should just call you and say, come now.
Yeah.
Rapid response.
So would it be too much to ask, like I think we've received from, for example, library, maybe others in the past, where they kind of provide a itemized. To the extent, you know, we can see what was
Yeah.
budgeted last year, they've done that.
Their budget.
Just,
Yeah,
not the secret budget, but they gave us the
They
budget.
didn't give a financial report, they just gave the budget proposal.
I'll have all that to you before the meeting. You can preview it.
And actually, all their financials are online somewhere because they're a nonprofit and it
Yeah.
has to be posted.
but they should be able to provide it to us.
Now, we're also, just so you know.
From the door.
They've asked Pete to get proposals for redoing the whole entrance here, because they feel it's very dark. And they have money left over from their capital when they built the library that they're willing to fund it. And they'd like to bring in doors with much more lighting, glass, and change the entranceway with better lighting. And fix the sidewalks out front, so they're
Do they
willing,
have money for all that?
yes,
They said the sidewalks too?
yes.
What do
So,
they
I
want,
remember they said they'd do the
what do they
door.
want to do the sidewalk? It looks.
well, their little go-kart, their little book cart gets stuck in it, it doesn't go any further. And the go-kart, the book cart's very heavy. So this,
They need to do that.
anyway,
Cover, cover.
we're putting that together, but that won't come under the budget. Stuff on that, but I just wanted to tell you, we're working with the library to help in that project.
You know. Board member comments.
Congratulations to Pete.
Yeah, I love, Dan was great. I don't know we can get anybody who was equal to, or maybe smidge better, but he brings an experience of organization. I think, and we also, he benefits from the scheduling that, you know, that we put together a little bit, so. And they were both great, we were very lucky. Yeah, and sitting with Mark, going over some stuff. All the ins and outs of what's going on in town. I mean, it's not gonna be a good year for budget. It's gonna take some doing, some working, and the meetings. I only look forward to the meetings with the people in the town,
I know.
and, but we have a job to do. I do see a, you know, a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, after fourth day infrastructure plan to get that rolling. And that surprise bonding issue is put forth, and we know we have to pay that. And then the school. And the rest of the stuff is. We just had a bad year in some different areas, so. Figure it out. The good thing about the tax abatement for new businesses and reworks and stuff. We have people of large businesses that are taking advantage of. Okay, that's what we want, that's why you do those things, so businesses come in.
Right,
And when they take advantage of it, you can't go, darn, they're not paying their fair share of the taxes. They could have gone anywhere. Other towns were given those kind of incentives. So in the end, it will increase on our tax rolls. They're here. That's the good, the plan worked, okay? We cast the net with some bait and people believe in this town. So that's a good thing.
We're gonna have a nice little auto mile.
Yeah.
Probably Ford's putting in
A Kia
on that
dealership,
yeah,
they just redid the Hyundai dealership.
And that one's done, and now Kia is going in between the Matas and Columbia Ford.
right, wow.
So, and,
That's proposed.
it's going, so
Okay.
if we get the pizza place open in center of town, somebody
Right.
working on all those things will have a place to eat,
Yeah,
so. So that's it, get ready for a couple of months of
we,
bobbing and weaving and bring your cut man to the meetings, so when you, when you get a minute between different departments, they can throw water on your face or put Vaseline on your cheeks, for the next round to begin, so hang in there.
nobody likes to pay more money.
So, all right,
My concern is elderly who. They don't get that increase in their social security,
yeah,
and they're living on fixed.
exactly.
The young families who,
It's only $47 per 100,000. And a little more understanding. So, okay, thank you very much. At this time, we're all set.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
And we're adjourning at
All those in favor, 8:03.